Hi again, YouTube. StickGuy187 here. As promised, I've got a review that I previewed in the past. Cold Steel Gladius Machete. What can I say about this thing? Well, I can tell you the specs right off the bat. So this thing, it's like 19 inches from the hilt all the way up to the point, which is insanely wicked. Its handle, I think, is about 8 inches, 7 7/8 or something like that, and it's made of that polypropylene material that both the gunstock war club and the Indian ball-headed war club, there I didn't screw it up this time, the Indian ball-headed war club is made of. That mostly indestructible stuff. The blade itself is 2.8 millimeters thick. It's got a nice give to it, so when you're actually chopping at something fairly hard, there's a bit of spring. It's got a black, it's like a baked on anti-rust coating they call it, but I don't know. I don't really care for it, but it makes it look kind of cool, and it definitely matches the handle. I mean, overall, I think this thing's 27 inches, 19 inches and 8, yeah, 27 inches from the bottom of the pommel all the way to the tip. It's definitely blade heavy. The sweep of the blade seems to be about here. The blade itself goes from, I think that's about 2 inches or so, to a slight taper inward, and then at the sweep it starts coming out a bit. It's slightly wider here than it is here, and then tapers down over this, what is that, say about 5 inches, sorry I don't know if I'm frame, 5 inches down to an incredibly wicked point. I mean, this thing is kind of scary sharp. Let me grab a piece of paper, I'll show you. Now, when it came, it actually wasn't as sharp as it is now. A little bit of tearing at the end. But this is me going slightly crazy with a whetstone on it. I don't know if you can see, I put a hell of a polish on it. When it came, it's really a rough grind, and might be able to see here that it looks like they did a rough grind on it first and then a second grind to give it the point, but they missed a spot here. So this portion of the blade's actually a little bit thinner on the edge than elsewhere. You can probably also see that I've got some scratches on this. This is how it came to me from the factory. And then their damn sticker is almost impossible to get off. And if you use an acetone cleaner, nail polish remover, or paint thinner, it takes off this baked on finish. So yeah, that's something to watch out for. The steel is 1055 high carbon steel. That's why it's got that nice spring to it. But it's also very prone to rust. So that's why, or this is why they say they coated it in the black matte anti-rust finish. I think they did it because it looks cool and, you know, people are actually going to buy it. The overspray or the bake-on finish, I mean, they didn't, it's not pretty. You can see it's on the edge here, and the grinds really aren't that great. But that's not really why I bought this thing. I bought it, yes, okay, I bought it. I am going to use it as a machete. I'm going to be testing it out at the farm a few weeks from now, and I'll see if I can splice in the footage into this video or do an extra video and include a link, maybe here, see if that actually worked. But you don't buy this thing because it's a machete, you buy it because you wanted a Gladius, you know, most of your life or something like that. The sheath, it's a standard machete sheath, nice big opening so you can put it on the belt. They pretty much had to put this plastic stuff on the bottom to keep this from bending, because like I said, that tip is incredibly wicked. And if this sheath were to bend at all at the bottom, you'd go right through it. So somebody must have done that a couple of times before they decided to put this on. Also protects that tip, so it's not going to snap right off. It hangs straight on the belt, which, you know, that's what you'd expect for a machete. If you were going to draw it, it does make it a little difficult because you have to draw straight up. And yes, I'm sorry, I'm doing this Roman style as if I had a shield here and had to draw this. But if you need to draw it, you got to draw straight up. The big belt loop gives it a little bit of play, so you can draw forward a tiny bit, but not a lot. But it's not really for reenacting. I mean, it's sharp as hell and pointy as hell. Pointy as all hell. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of pounds of fairly insane steel. It feels really, really good in the hand. That Santo Poly, whatever, propylene stuff, I still have issues with it slipping out of my hands. Even with the calluses, it still slips. The handle is ridged a little bit, just like an old Roman Gladius, but it didn't give me enough grip, so I wrapped it in some hockey tape, which I find actually gives me enough grip, but still is not super, super grippy, so that if I am actually doing not machete related stuff with it, I can do that stuff. My hand's not stuck to it. They give you a lanyard hole. I haven't put in a lanyard. I might when I start actually using this to clear brush and everything, but yeah. We'll actually see how well it does at clearing brush out at the farm. I'll do some light brush, some heavy brush, and then I'll probably chop at a few trees, branches, limbs, see how that goes. It's probably going to be fairly dangerous if I'm chopping on springy wood, because of course it's a double-edged Gladius, you know, it might bounce back a bit. Mike Hawk, I think, has a thing called the Hawk Shetty. Chris from Prepared Mind did a review of it. I'll put it right here. I think he named his Ganesh. But it's got like a back edge on it too, and it's for, he says it's for when you cut down and then you're going through the bush and you just bring it back up for the next cut. You are doing twice the work. No, not for this. They did this for fun. Now, speaking of fun, I know I did coconut demos before. I don't really want to chop on a coconut with this thing. So, not because I'm afraid it's going to break or anything, but I thought this would be more fun. So, let's bring in my cutting stand. And I'll be using this for a lot of reviews now. Right now it's just got that little piece of wood to hold our sacrificial victim. But I'll be able to use this for blunt, sharp, throwing knives, arrows, pretty much anything afterwards. It's we drilled a hole down the middle so I can slide a dowel in there and put the different tops on it, but still use the same base. And at some point I'm going to do the tatami mat thing that you'll see in this video here from, I always butcher his name, Skalkrim. You'll know him if you've seen him before. He showed me through one of his YouTube videos how to make tatami mats out of newspaper, flyers, stuff like that. They're not true tatami mats, they're not going to, you know, replicate human flesh or anything like that, but they're good for demonstrating cutting. Anyways, now on to the fun. I've actually cut through a pineapple like this before, so this could be an interesting experience. I'm usually just, you know, using a butcher knife or something like that. So let's see how this works. I turned my wrist there a little bit. You can tell because the cut came up. But yeah, nice clean cut. Really no effort. Let's see. And yeah, I'm going to eat the pineapple afterwards. Even though it fell on the garage floor, I can always wash it. I wish I had a slow-mo camera for this. Anyone know a good place to get one? Yeah. That point is just wicked. I was slightly off the heart of the pineapple, but yeah. Death of an innocent tropical fruit. Why do Canadians hate them? On W5. Alright, bad jokes aside. Cold Steel Gladius Machete, 1055, high carbon steel. You could probably get a spark off this if you were in a survival situation, zombie apocalypse, something like that. Quoting Will from, is it Mantis Survival? Using a stone of hardness of 7 or higher, quartz or something like that, you could probably get a spark off this because of the high carbon steel. Zombie apocalypse weapon, survival. I mean, you could probably lash this thing to a really big tree branch and have one hell of a spear. Don't know what the hell you're killing with that. This thing will definitely go into a bear, but good luck getting it out afterwards. It's fun. It's really, really sharp. Sharpening this thing was actually scary because you almost have to hold the blade, so of course I wrapped the blade in leather while I was sharpening it on the stone. I picked it up from, where did I get you from? Amazon, one of those two. Either way, the Gladius is about $37 on Amazon.ca and about $51 on Knife Zone. Truthfully, sorry guys, I can't remember where the hell I bought it. It might have been Amazon, it might have been Knife Zone. It comes basically in a little bag with that sheath, a little sticker telling you, you know, very sharp, da 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 da. It's cool. And now my blade is all sticky. Insert joke here. This thing's really fun. I highly recommend it if you just want to play around pretending you're Roman centurion or legionnaire or something like that. Just be really careful with it because it's sharp. I've always wanted a Gladius, so I picked it up. I will use it for clearing a brush and stuff like that. I might bring it out camping, probably not, but I might. I've got a couple other items I want to bring out camping instead, and I only have so much room. But yeah, definitely a little pineapple. So, good thing I cleaned the floor before I shot this video. Anyways, Cold Steel Gladius Machete. Love it, hate it, get it. I love it. Thanks so much, YouTube, for watching my random rambling videos on the death of another innocent tropical fruit. Until next time, I'm Stick Guy 187. Stay sharp.